Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Campus Care Ed Talks. Ed Talks is a platform where educators and leaders come on board and express their viewpoints related to education and society. Our topic for discussion is skills to be developed at school, and to express their viewpoints on the same, we have with us Dr. Rashmi Tyagi, advisor, Greenwood International School, CBSE Master Trainer at Navodaya Vidyalaya, and resource person for Sri Lankan teachers education. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. So good to have you here. Thank you so much for sharing your precious time with us.
Thank you very much, and warm welcome to all the people who are here today. And it is my, pleasure talking to all the educators and other people from the society for such a wonderful topic, which is there for today. And that is the need of the hour. They have selected the topic amicably. And this is what we are discussing today in our education world, throughout the world. And it comes to the 21st century skills. And they are very important because the transformations in education, in the society, and in all the, life things have already taken place. So it is the duty of the teachers that we have to do the teaching learning in such a way that our students are ready for tomorrow, not only this decade, that is 2021, but the next decade also. And for that, the new skills have come up, and they are known as the 21st century skills. And they are the learning skills, the four C's. And they are critical thinking, communication skills, collaboration, and creativity. So these four C's are very important. And that collaboration is important so that our students, they know that what kind of teamwork and connections and all that, it is important for any business or for any endeavor which they are going to take up. And then communication. So collaboration and communication, they are very important 21st century skills. And the critical thinking is so important these days. The thinking is most important, and in that two kinds of thinking, that is the critical thinking and the creative thinking. So whenever some important things are happening, and all of a sudden a problem crops up, then how to solve the problem, so that we have to teach our students. So these four C's are very important, because when they are going to work in big companies, and maybe their own business, and then their IQ is not that important as much as EQ. That means emotional quotient has become so important these days. And all the big companies all over the world, and as per the Washington Accord with the National Accreditation Board of India, they have decided that we want that the students who are there in schools, in the engineering or in the medical or whichever field, their emotional quotient and their social skills, these are also very important. And then, creativity. I'm going to use one technical thing, and which is the Bloom's taxonomy. And as per the Bloom's taxonomy, the students, the remembering is not important, understanding is fine, but what is more important is creativity. That means our students in the school or in any other institute, they should be able to do something new, plan something new, and create something new. And they should be the problem solvers, and their emotional quotient should be very important. If some accident happens, then how they are going to handle it and how they are going to solve it. This is what is required for the business world, and at the society level also, at their personal lives also. And then the life skills, flexibility, initiative, social skills, productivity, and leaderships. They are also very important 21st century skills, which we have to teach the student right from the very beginning as per the NEP 2020. So these things, they are going to help the student in their future endeavors. And then the literacy skills, they are very important these days. That is information literacy. It is not only reading and writing big poems or writing big dramas, but writing the assignments, writing the reports, and using the information tech literacy. Media literacy is very important. This is what we are doing today, that we are all together and we are discussing such an important thing. And then, media skills and these things are more important than anything else. So I think at the school level, we have to do it. So these are the 21st century skills. And now you can just take this discussion with whatever questions are in mind or whatever.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much for, giving us such a beautiful introduction to this entire session. It's indeed like, smiling stone to start off this thing. So, ma'am, a very first question that I would like to ask is, how can schools help in building critical thinking and problem solving skills in students?
Oh, that's the right question, because the people feel that we are having lots of syllabus, lots of lessons to be taught in different subjects. But what we can do, we can just integrate these things, into their subjects. So whatever subject they are doing, but then we have to give them situations. Suppose we have taught them a good lesson. So then how we are going to, I give a very, interesting example. And that is that suppose students, you are traveling by a plane and everything is going on fine. And all of a sudden it crash lands into the forest. Then how will you reach home? All of you are alive. So then I get so many answers, but then ultimately the answer came like that they have followed one, just a river, and then they reached at the spot where the people were residing, and then they could contact other people. So these kind of situations we can give to the students and then ask them to find the solutions and this way. So that kind of critical thinking method of teaching learning we are giving to the student, and it is a real-time story. And the Discovery Channel, they had shown the dramatization of this, and in Reader's Digest we got this article published long back. So that way we can give them small such kind of things, and then throw at them these things and ask them to just solve it together with brainstorming. That is very important, and other things. So that way we can guide the students to do the problem solving. Yes.
Absolutely, ma'am. So, ma'am, coming to another coming to another question is, do you think skills like business, English, professional writing, advanced Excel, etc. must be taught in schools?
Yes, that is very important. And I want to tell you, the whole thing is going to be transformed. And by 2030, and I think so, I'm being very optimistic that the examination pattern is going to change. We are not going to give them these standardized exams where they are sitting there for 3 hours and whatever they have learned, they are going to write. So memorization is just out. So what then we are going to give them? Like you said, that writing. So for writing also, we will give them assignment. We'll give them different topics that it is going to be more that kind of competency based. So competency means this only, that what the student can do after he has learned something, what he can do, what is his ability. Can he write good reports? Can he write good assignments? Can he write the business letters and all these things? So for that, we have to make them, competent enough. That means concept knowledge we have to give them, and then we have to give them the practice of different topics. So it is going to be very important because communication is important, and you can communicate virtually very well, but the documentation is important everywhere. So this kind of writing is important. And I will add here that as I'm in Mumbai and some of my students, they're in the entertainment industry. and they are even going to act, and they are going to write also, direct also. So dialogue writing, story writing, and storyboards, these have become very important in our classes only. Instead of just mugging up the subjects, we'll give them more activities, learning by doing. So that way we have to equip them with the writing, with the speaking, and these skills, listening skills, writing skills, and speaking skills. They are the 21st century skills in all the languages, not only in English.
Absolutely, ma'am. Uh, very well said, ma'am. You're describing it everything so easily and smoothly that it's as if it's a cakewalk for you. So I'm coming to
So I'm
another
glad.
question is going by the air of Shark Tank, and entrepreneurialism has reached out to so many doors. How can school teach the skills to build the futuristic entrepreneurs of tomorrow?
Yes, I think that is the need of the hour, because after pandemic we have realized that it has become a VUCA world, that everything it is volatile, and the jobs are not there for the students. So then we should equip them in such a way that they should be able to do something on their own, not only going for getting the jobs in big companies, but after getting some kind of experience in them, they should start their own entrepreneurship. And that way, CBSE has introduced and NEP has introduced vocational kind of teaching learning also at the school level. That means they will be trained to do certain things. And again, I will bring the outcome based education here. Outcome based means it is not just answering your papers and getting 100% and 101% in the exam, but exactly what a student can do after going through this kind of a course. So what he can do, whether he can handle a big entrepreneurship, like manufacturing something, or maybe an entertainment industry, or maybe some educational endeavor, or maybe they can go to some fashion designing also. So we have to train these students. And as I already mentioned in the beginning, that the all over the world, they want to know that an engineering student, if he had passed his engineering from some college, what else he can do. Multitasking is very important, whether it is your own entrepreneurship or you are working for some big companies, because along with your knowledge in technology or whatever, can you handle the human resource, and can you handle the people who are coming there for marketing, or how are your social skills, whether your teamwork is good. So at the same time, we say Goddess Durga, she's having 8 hands. So that way, our students at school level and at the college level, university level, IITs, NITs, they can handle this multitasking and problem solving, critical thinking, and then as I told you, the creative thinking. That is very important. And here I will add that we are telling that, okay, they should be able to handle the society that they are having, they can interact with people and all that. But I will add here that they should be able to, adjust in their personal lives also. See, this I'm telling you, which I have felt these days, that so many divorces are taking place in our societies today. But have we, that as the teachers, have we told these students, at the time of adolescence, that how they can, adjust with the other sex, female and male, like boys and girls? We should teach them that how to interact with each other in the positive way. And are we teaching our girls that when they get married and they go to the new homes, so how they are going to handle there? So these are also the things which we should teach our children, that at the school level only, that in future how they are going to handle their personal lives. So all these things are important. They are 21st century skills. And in our time, when the traditional teaching learning was going on, these things were not taught in our schools, but they were being taught in our joint families, our grandparents, and everybody. We were having uncles and aunts and cousins, but these days we have got nuclear families, so that thing is not there. So we should do it this way, interacting with each other. So these skills are also very important. Personal life, social lives, professional lives, all these things, the common goal of any professional from entry level employee to COE is to get more done in less time. So the time management is also very important, and the student should have ability to complete the work. And then again, if you give me some time, I'm going to just list out the most commonly cited 21st century skills: critical thinking, communication skill, creativity, problem solving, information literacy, perseverance, and all these, civic literacy is also very important. Global awareness. See, civic literacy, they should know that how they are going to, handle all the things, like what should be their behavior when they are interacting in public. And they should not do anything which is not, accepted by the society or by the norms. Then global awareness. So they have to be global citizens, self-direction, and digital literacy. So I think I tried my best to just have it in a nutshell, all these things. So that is the need of the hour, as I told you.
Absolutely, ma'am. You've given such a beautiful detail to the entire thing. It's like wow. So, ma'am, the final question that I would like to ask is, what skill sets should a student learn from a school?
Okay, I think every skill which I have talked to you, that should be taught in the students and in the schools by the students, because the child is with us all the time, from you can say infancy to the when they are in the adolescent and beyond that. So it is the duty of the teachers only, that we have to teach them these skills. And it is going to be the second home or the first home that you can decide on your own, the schools. So there is a great responsibility on all of us, that we should teach them all these things. See, they are in a classroom is just you can say so many people are there in the classroom, so many students, girls and boys, the teacher is there. And in the school we have got so many people, like we have got cleaning ladies, cleaning man, we have got watchmen, and some people are coming and some people are going, the principals and the teachers, and sometimes even the parents, they are interacting with each other. So it is a big you can say mini society. The school is a mini society. So we have to, the teachers responsibility, that they have to teach them the subject knowledge, that is the concept, and how to behave in the society, and that is the social skills. And then what should be their own skill, what should be their competency, and the vocation and the confidence. We have to develop the confidence in the child, and then we should give them opportunity to interact with the other schools children also. We have to have some conferences in the schools, research based pedagogies have come, and the student should be able to just do the research, like they have to find out about a particular subject and then present it before everyone in a conference. So collaborating with each other and being friendly with each other, and all these things, we have to teach them in the school by having the festivals, and even for the entrepreneurships. What I was doing in my school, the scouts and guide students, they were having a fair where they are preparing their own kind of snacks, and then they were inviting other schools also, and then they were selling it. And after that they were collecting the money, and the money which was collected they were donating somewhere. So they were just learning these entrepreneurship also. So in the school, instead of these 3 hours exams, we should start all these things, and we can have group projects, we can have individual projects, and we should encourage them, motivate them. See, the marks are not important. What the child has learned, that is more important. So we have to teach them all these things, innovation and the love and the friendship and the feeling of fraternity. And this we can do. In India, we have got so many festivals. Now Guru Purnima is coming, and we can have, these Parents' Day, Grandparents' Day. So instead of just mugging up and teaching them in such a monotonous way as we were doing in the past, we have to take them beyond the classroom doors. We have to take them for the excursion. And suppose you take them to a heritage site, you can observe the students and you can give them grades. Some students, they were scribbling on the wall, some were throwing all the eatables and the packets. So that way, one girl was telling everybody, don't do this. So that way they are learning the civic education. So in the school only, we have to do all these things. I think so. And because I respect time, so I think I'll just think if any more questions or whatever is your time frame, you can
No,
handle it.
absolutely, ma'am. So we are all done with the questions, ma'am. So is there any concluding line that you would wind up with the session with?
So I think in my audience, we are having the educators, the teachers, maybe the management, and maybe the parents, because the teachers are also the parents. So we should understand the transformation has already taken place. Last 10 years, we did not realize it. But after the pandemic, a paradigm shift has taken place, and we got up in a new world. And it is our duty that we should accept these changes, and these changes are really good. So we have to just train the children. I will not say the student, they are our children, and the teachers should do their duties, like change themselves. That rote learning is out. Give them lots of assignments, lots of research based projects, lots of activities, lots of excursion, simulations. You might be knowing simulations, that real life thing you are bringing to the class, or you are taking the students there, not only the textbooks, and then the flipped classroom learning, and then the coding is there, and robotics is there. And I'm going to close this by telling you that the fifth revolution is knocking at the door. We are at the fourth revolution, that is the digital revolution. The first was the coal, when the coal was discovered so many 300 years back. So next is going to be the meta serve. The robotics is going to come, and then lots of digitalization is there, machine learning is there, and the trains are going to run in the loops, overhead loops, and everything with the remote control. And in the office, in the schools, in our class, the teacher is teaching, but the robots is also present, and robots is doing some work. So it is going to be a mix of. So I'm attending some webinars, America and all that, and these people are really looking forward to this kind of revolution. So I want to tell you, all the beautiful audience who is there today, that please be ready with your children, with our younger generation and ourselves, that we are going to accept the meta serve, the fifth revolution, with great enthusiasm. So that is my message to everybody.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's just like, sitting here, and I don't know how much information I've, gathered from you. Talking about the revolution, to the skill sets, to the critical thinking, how do we deal, and what sort of behavior we should have. I mean, it's like, if I look at the time and if I look at the information, it's beyond my expectations of what I could, be thinking of to deliver in such a short span of time. And it surely comes from experience and knowledge that you've, had with so many decades of, teaching. Thank you so very much for giving us this opportunity to have a beautiful session with you. We just went just like a smooth ice, which melts down in the normal atmosphere. It was as smooth as it could be, and it was indeed our pleasure to have you here and to be, sharing this platform and to understand how things move forward. And with this note, I will be, ending this session, just to remind you that do subscribe our channel, hit the bell icon, share and like as much as you can, because this is where you can get whatever information that you're looking for or searching over Google or Wikipedia. So thank you so much, guys. Have a very great evening. I'll come back to you with another teacher, another faculty, and another educator who can imbibe and give us the knowledge that they have in their entire life. Thank you so much, guys. Have a nice